Hi everyone, this is Mark Shanker. I'm a self-taught visual artist, and welcome to another video from my Hudson Valley upstate painting studio. This is the studio where I do all my painting, as opposed to my New York City studio where I work in paper. So today I want to just briefly talk a little bit about how I work, and particularly how I work with music. And in particular, how I work with one composer, Johann Sebastian Bach, who I find the most compatible and the easiest to work and hear and paint with. For many, many years, I've been listening to Bach. I can listen to the same piece over and over, and that never bores me. And finally, after many years of listening to the same pieces over and over, I went out and I bought the complete collection of Bach, 153 CDs, which for the last 10 years I've been listening to, and I will confess I have never yet heard every one of these CDs, because I don't go from 1 to 153. I keep jumping back and forth between sacred work, motets, organ music, etc., etc. Anyway, this is a great resource for me, both in terms of my work and in terms of my feeling for art. Let's put on a piece by Bach, and I'll discuss a little bit about how Bach becomes assimilated into my thinking. First of all, Bach has many layers, harmonies, and themes that are variations. And so what's really interesting is that you can miss and tune out part of his piece, but then go back into it and you'll still hear these themes and variations and movements that were just a few moments or minutes before you hadn't paid attention to because you were working. So this idea of flowing in and out of music is one of the things that allows me to appreciate the music and to also paint at the same time. So this idea of interwoven harmonies and melodies finds its way into my thinking in terms of painting. So let's take this painting for example. This one I just did a few weeks ago, and it's called String Theory, because there's a string of red that moves through the painting in sort of a melodic way. Then there are the harmonies of the colors, the broad sort of chords, perhaps. I'm not a musician, but just the sensation of whether it's in D minor or D sharp or A or B or C, whatever the chordal structure. So there's a chordal structure to the painting, and that's, say, this greenish white and the different blues. Now, one of the things that Bach is well known for is having counterpoint. That's where two melodies interface and sort of counter each other. And so here we have the string, which is a melody, moving through these bars, which are another form of structure. And so even one might say the bars are, in a sense, a chorus, where the string is an individual singer, and then behind is the orchestra dealing with the basic large format or the chord and harmony structures. Another aspect of Bach, which is very important to me, is his spirituality. I'm not a very religious person. In fact, I'm not religious at all. But there is a sensation that I have that the world is a great mystery and life is a mystery. And even though Bach connects mystery with the church, I think one can assimilate from Bach a greater mystery outside of the church, which is basically, why are we here? How did we get here? And where are we going to be going? And so that spirituality, that mystery that I find so compelling in Bach, permeates as well my own work. And so this one, for instance, I did recently in the last few weeks. And I feel that it sort of embodies a feeling of not knowing, of a glow of life, but surrounded by indefinite and mysterious forces. Finally, I'll just show you one other painting. Another painting I did just recently in the last, month. This painting went through many, many changes. In fact, all that black, I blacked out numbers of paintings before I arrived at this final stage. And in a way, this too, I'm not going to say that these paintings were directly a result of listening to Bach, but just in general, the concepts that Bach offer when I listen to him. And this again is structure, theme and melody, and harmonies, and counterpoint. I once had a teacher for writing, and he said, the essence of good writing is tension. And so this tension I tried to bring through line, color, etc. into my own work, and hopefully it becomes a compelling piece. Just like I feel that there is tension between the orchestra, the chorus, and the soloists in a piece by Bach. Well, I hope I've given you some sort of insight. It's very hard to define why I am attracted to Bach so much, but I couldn't work without him, I think. Thank you very much. This is Mark Shanker, MarcShanker. My website is markshanker.com.